Helen.
I have two questions on the Middle East. Has the President been in touch with King Abdullah on his critical comments that we're wrong to be in Iraq?
Not that I know that the President only spoke to President No this morning of South Korea. There have been no other calls that I know of. Let me just remind you something I said this morning, which is the United States and Saudi Arabia cooperate on a wide number of issues. It is not accurate to say that the United States is occupying Iraq. We are there under the...
Right to say we're occupying Iraq?
That's right.
150,000 troops there?
Helen, we are there at the invitation of the sovereign government of Iraq that was democratically elected.
Did we invade that country?
We were there under the UN Security Council resolution, and we are there now at the... I think one of the things to point out, and I think somebody brought up the Talibani comments this morning, is that he was talking about the initially when we went in of establishing a coalition provisional authority rather than an Iraqi provisional authority. And we were there under the UN mandate.
Do you have a right to go in?
We were there under a UN mandate. Yes.
President and Vice President were of the opinion that military action is called for in Iran.
I have no knowledge of anybody saying that to anybody in Israel. No. And as I said, I will restate that the United States position is to work with our international allies to bring diplomatic pressure to bear, both economic pressure and the diplomatic pressure that comes from working with all of our allies and also the countries in the region who have grave concerns about Iran's ambitions to obtain a nuclear weapon.
In fact, right after the story first broke, people within the administration did say privately that in fact Harriet Miers had told the CIA not to destroy the tapes, and that suggested that the White House in fact was saying don't destroy. Now this New York Times story is saying 4 people in the president or vice president's inner circle actually talked to the CIA about it. So that does suggest a wider role.
I am not accountable for all the anonymous sources that you turn up. I'm not. I am accountable. I speak for the president and for the White House. This says that I was misleading, and I was not.
It doesn't say you. It doesn't say you at all. And there were other people in the administration.
The White House did not comment. The only thing that I have said from this podium is regarding to the president and his recollection. And if CNN has different information that they want to provide to me that contradicts what I've said, let's see it.
Specifically cites you. It's talking about the White House, the administration in general.
I speak for the White House. I represent the White House.
Why do you take it personally?
I'm not taking it personally. I'm taking it, and I speak for the White House. It's not a personal.
The human rights organization Reprieve says there have been more than 200 new cases of rendition since 2006. Can you confirm that?
I can't, and I don't even know what Reprieve is. So, I'll refer you to the CIA. I'll refer you to the CIA.
That's helpful.
I'll just follow the last one. I'm sorry.